So now we start the very important topic, that is carcinoma breast. A very important topic, that is carcinoma breast. So what are the risk factors of carcinoma breast? If we look at them, what are the risk factors? Firstly, advancing age. Advancing age is a risk factor. If the patient is from Western countries, it is more common in the Western people, that is a risk factor. Breast cancer is considered a disease of the higher socioeconomic status. So, high socioeconomic status is a risk factor. Then, alcohol intake. Those who are used to high fat diet, so they will be obese, and that is a risk factor. Any state of hyperestrogenemia, hyperestrogenemia, like someone who has an early menarche, starts menstruation early, early menarche, finishes late, that is late menopause, late menopause. If the patient does not bear a baby, or the lady does not bear a baby, nulliparity, and also late first pregnancy is a risk factor. Someone who has got a positive family history, that is definitely a very big risk factor. Positive family history. Now, if she is carrying genetic mutations, BRCA1 is mainly found in females, mainly causes CA breast in females, while BRCA2 mainly causes it in males. Then suppose the patient has got a personal history of malignancy, like the ovarian CA, or endometrial CA, that is a risk factor. And if the patient has got hormone replacement therapy, basically combined estrogen and progesterone increases risk. Low doses OCPs with low dose, they do not increase risk, no increase in risk. So, and also someone who has got a therapeutic radiation exposure is a risk factor. So, is there something that is predictive? Let's see. Long duration of breastfeeding, is considered protective. How long? It should be more than 1 year. And also, if the maternal age at first pregnancy, if it is less than 20, that is kind of protective, and if it is more than 30 years, that is considered as a risk factor. We have learnt about it. So, that increases the risk. So, what is the most common subtype? Most common subtype of breast cancer, that is invasive ductal CA. Invasive ductal CA. What is the most common histopathological examination finding? That is adenocarcinoma. Now, and also if you are asked what is the least common subtype, that is papillary. A papillary CA is the most common, least common subtype. What is the most malignant? The most malignant subtype is inflammatory breast cancer. This we have heard many a times. It's got a very poor prognosis. It is inflammatory breast cancer. The least malignant subtype, or you can call it the best prognosis, that is the tubular subtype. So, what is the most common gene mutated in a breast cancer? That is the P53 gene, also known as the guardian of genome. The P53 gene is the most commonly mutated one. What is the most common route of spread? That is obviously hematogenous. What is the most common site? It is bone. Bone is the most common site. Which bone? It is the lumbar vertebra. Lumbar vertebra is the most common site. Then followed by femur and thoracic vertebra. So, this is it. What is the most common cause of death? In a patient of breast cancer? That is pleural effusion. Pleural effusion. What is the most common area of breast involved? So, here you have to understand that the maximum amount of breast tissue is in the upper outer quadrant. So, the most common site is the upper outer quadrant. What is the least common site? That is the inner lower quadrant or lower inner quadrant, whatever you call it. So, we have talked of that the most common route of spread is hematogenous. How do they spread? Let's talk of the pathway of spread. Pathway of spread. If there is a breast cancer cell like this, suppose there is a breast cancer cell, it will travel to the hematogenous route to the posterior intercostal vein. The posterior intercostal veins, and from there it will travel to the Batson plexus. The Batson plexus. Now, what happens after going to the Batson plexus? It will go to two places. It can go to the lumbar vertebra. It can go to the lumbar vertebra and to the dural venous sinuses. To the dural venous sinuses. From there, it has got to go to the leptomeningeal coverings of the brain, to the leptomeninges, and from there to the brain. Leptomeningeal mets are most common primary for leptomeningeal metastasis is CA breast, while for brain the most common primary is for brain metastasis, the most common primary is the CA lung, carcinoma of lung. Why does this happen? Because these are valveless veins. the Batson plexus or the dural venous sinuses are valveless, no valves in them. So the spread is very easy. So what is the presentation of this patient? What are the clinical features? The patient, the most common presentation is a lump. Then suppose, how does the skin, overlying skin, get a Podorange appearance? Podorange appearance, that is due to lymphatic obstruction. Lymphatic obstruction and lymphatic permeation. What are the other features? As we had already discussed, the patient will have nipple retraction, most commonly a circumferential nipple retraction. The nipple might be deviated, there might be a nipple deviation, and there can be ulceration. Also, fixity to chest wall and skin thickening. There might be thickening of the overlying skin. So, what is the, if this patient comes to you, what would be your first investigation? If the patient is of suspected carcinoma of breast, that should be mammography. And what is the investigation of choice for diagnosis? That is biopsy. So, biopsy is the investigation of choice.